Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Man United Agenda. And yes, we are here to preview Leeds United versus Manchester United, and it is a derby. For those of you who don't know, it's a derby game, one of our second biggest derby game. Welcome to the agenda. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Man United Agenda. And it is Friday night, but we're not playing until Sunday. So, guys, as always, we're joined by a fabulous panel. Got some new panelists on tonight with us. So let's go with OMONDI. Hello, OMONDI. How are you doing? You all right?
I'm great. I can't wait to meet these two Leeds supporters. You know, the rivalry's good, but let's get it on, man. Let's get it on. I like these guys already. We were chatting backstage, and maybe they softened me up, but they made me feel sweet. I like them.
Your second best team, yeah? Your second best team. And as always, Mr. B. Hello, Mr. B. How you doing? You all right? You ready for the show tonight?
Gents. Of course, as always, this Friday night, man. This Friday
you got behaviour?
Yeah, I'm going to be on my best behaviour, I promise.
And let's welcome Carl. Carl, welcome. How are you doing, sir?
I am good, thank you very much. Thanks for inviting me on a really good Friday night, 2 days before the game. So I am looking forward to it.
And Connor, welcome to the agenda. How are you doing, sir?
Hello, thank you for having me. Looking forward to a lovely debate going on tonight.
I don't know what debates with these guys. Jesus, you got someone who sits there and back Harry Maguire to the hills. No disrespect to Harry Maguire, fantastic player, but you know. So, guys, let's kickstart the show. Leeds United at the moment. Before we kickstart the show, man, let's just breathe a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about what sort of you guys do. Let's go to Carl. Carl, before we kickstart the show, sort of give us a little bit insight about you and your channel.
So for me, I do my own channel. I was on the radio station for the last few years till last summer. I do the Total Leaving Home Football podcast, which has been on hiatus for a bit because I've been busy with work. But I'm hoping to come back at some point next week. Now has to reschedule my work schedule, so hopefully we'll be back doing some more content. I do it with my co-host Douglas Horn, you know, who's been tremendous on his own channel. He's doing quite very well. He's getting up to 2,000 subscribers. So yeah, it's just slowly just building our content up.
And Connor.
Yeah, mine's a fairly new channel. I only started it at the start of this season. Started off with Leeds United reviews, but I'm now opening it up to generic football content. I've done a couple of Football Manager videos recently, moving some teams into the Premier League and see how they do. But yeah, slowly
I've watched
but surely
them as well. I've watched them. You're gonna be the next Leeds United manager, right?
Oh, let's hope so. It'll be nice. Get my badges done first.
Get those coaching badges out. Jesus. Don't worry, Mr. B is a coach here. Mr. B can give you some tips.
No.
And with Monday will sit there, and if he says do, you got to do. You can't. Have you seen the size of him? You got to just do whatever he tells you to do.
He can be my assistant.
Yeah, oh, okay. Fair enough.
I make a good cup of tea.
I thought he carried the water. the magic sponge. Get it down.
You can do both.
Oh.
Yeah. My job description.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant, guys. Well, guys, welcome to the United Agenda. And we are going to kickstart, obviously, Leeds United, Manchester United. Probably, I would class them as the second biggest rivalry, apart from Liverpool. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I'm really sorry. I've got to put you in the pecking order. So let's kickstart with Carl. Let's go with Carl. Let's go Connor. Connor, Man United Leeds. Probably one of the ones when I knew Leeds was getting promoted to the Premier League, probably one of the the second game I looked for was Leeds United. The first one was obviously the Liverpool one. You have to look for the Liverpool one as a United fan. But the second one for me, Leeds in the Premier League, is the second game. But also with Bielsa as well. For me, I think Bielsa is a fantastic manager. So give us your insight on sort of you coming to the Premier League and also Man United versus Leeds United.
I mean, I think with us being out of the division for as long as we were, it's fair enough that you look for Liverpool first. But if we hadn't been out, I feel like the rivalry would have been a lot stronger than it is for you guys. For us, I think the Man United fixture is the first one we look for. because it is a massive game. I don't care what people say. Maybe some of your fans play down the rivalry a little bit because we were away for as long as we were, but it's a massive game. It's a massive game.
Okay, Carl.
100% agree. Always look at it when we play Man United. The first thing I do is look when we play Manchester United, and that is something. And especially being away for over 16 years as well. And we always miss the intensity, the rivalry between you lot and ourselves. And I know you Man United fans say we don't care, but you play it down. But deep down, you kind of miss the rivalry. You had Liverpool to do for so many years until we got promoted back 2 years ago. So I think it's huge for both cities to have these two fixtures. It's vital for not just for the team and the fans, but for the whole city, for both the cities as well.
Yeah, and with that as well, Carl, I'll go first with this one. Man United, Leeds United. I remember the days when Rio Ferdinand was at Man United, and I'm not going to lie to you. You had Rio Ferdinand, you had Hearts, you had Viduka. Those guys there, when Man United played them, I was terrified. Especially when you guys had Robbie Keane. Oh my God, that was something different. I hated Leeds United. Sorry, hate is a strong word. I didn't like them.
Fair enough. We like to be hate. So
yeah. But the thing is, though, with Leeds United, I remember like when Rio Ferdinand went there, he was like a Rolls Royce. The way he strutted around the pitch, sort of, didn't really get dirty. But I'll tell you, the best time for me, as a Man United fan, is signing Eric Cantona for 1.2 million off you guys, win the league the next season, and then also not only that, but getting Rio Ferdinand as well. It was immense. And then Alan Smith then came to Man United to top it off.
Judas.
On Monday.
I just want to give up respect to Leeds United. They are a giant in English football, to be honest. I mean, I remember the Revy team in the 70s, late 60s, 70s.
Connor, I did tell you this would come back. I did tell you, Connor.
Yeah.
It's true, though. I mean, and I know they got screwed over by Bayern Munich. Otherwise, it would have been have a Champions League or European Cup. They were that good. Obviously, then you go back to Howard Wilkinson. They just before the Premiership, I remember that side, Lee Chapman and Rod Wallace, and of course Gordon Strachan, our ex-Man United. He got Player of the Year, didn't he? Player of the Year in '92, winning the league for them. And we were gutted because we were just on the cusp. We just didn't have enough. They were an amazing side, And then obviously David O'Leary, what he built. If anyone's out there, go and watch Leeds versus Lazio. And look at the Leeds lineup and look at who they were up against. They went really far. I think you got to the semis that year in the Champions League. Was it?
Yeah. I was only 8 years old to watch those games. I was 8 years old.
Is that the season afterwards, though, when you had to sell? You had to sell this season after that, though, didn't you?
Well,
the season after that.
They invested.
Terrible,
They invested
terrible.
well. They were on the rise. They invested really well. And whatever was Peter Ridsdale messed it all up.
Can I say something to you on Monday? You said invest well. You invest incorrectly. That's why they went in liquidation. It was wrong.
No, because we took out TV lows. We took out TV lows. We thought we would get into the Champions League, but we missed out. That caused us to sell
exactly.
season after.
But that's what I'm saying. You got to be bold. You have to be bold in those situations, and that's what you like about it. Young, bold side. O'Leary loved his team.
So bold, they went broke.
With the kids that he had there. But what a fantastic side. I mean, like someone like Eric Bakker, no one talks about him anymore. But he was a
quality player, top player.
Top player. He done really well for them as well. But he's one of these players that you just forget about, tend to. But yeah, Leeds United, and obviously now they're back. And obviously, Jermaine Beckford, he's from around my way. Grew up in West London, so I'd like to see his rise. And when he went to Leeds, I was always following them, except when they beat us in the FA Cup, of course. But they're back
January
now.
3rd.
I love your style of football. It's refreshing to the whole league. Every team in the Premiership's got a way of sustaining themselves, and I think your model is brilliant. It just brings a smile to our face. If Leeds are playing, I will always go try to watch them. It's going to be an entertaining game.
By the way, just to let you two know now, Leeds United, you two on the panel tonight. Leeds United, I'm on the second favourite team after tonight. Right, guys.
Just one more thing. I'm pretty old, but your manager, I don't know how he managed to bend down like that for the whole match. How he just have to pick him up?
He's got knees of steel.
He's got these.
It's amazing how he does that.
And the best name on YouTube channel. Stumpy, big up, welcome back.
Yes, Stumpy.
Big up, Mr.
There
B.
we go.
Mr. B. Armando is saying apparently Leeds United spent well and invested well, but they obviously went in liquidation. But ignore the liquidation part of it. Leeds United is one of our fiercest rivalry. Is it good now to have them back? Because I think the first game we played against them, we didn't have fans in, did we?
No, we didn't. No, look, I'm going to be honest. Leeds, as a rivalry, I don't see Leeds as our rivals because, they were so long ago. As Connor said, if they'd stayed in the Premiership, maybe it would have been a bigger rivalry. My rivalries, when the fixtures came out, I didn't look at Leeds. I never had no interest in Leeds. Yeah, just because I didn't see Leeds as a rival to Manchester United. That's why I didn't look for Leeds. I look for Leeds now because that's 6 points.
Absolutely. Guys, by the way, we've got nothing to do with this, yeah? I give Leeds a bit of respect. I like Bielsa's style of play football, but the only problem for me with Bielsa, you guys concede far too much goal because it is, technically speaking, you got loads of injury, which is a massive factor on your season, but also you play gun-ho football as well, where it's literally all you play is, it's almost like, right, guys, this is how you do it. Right, just go play football and that's it. There's no sort of system or anything like that. I was looking at his system, his formation on how many different times Bielsa changes formation in games. It's unbelievable. I don't know how you guys feel about it. He goes from like a 4-3-3 to almost like a 4-4-1-4. Then he'll change back to like a 4-3-3-1. It's everywhere. It's all over the place. So you don't technically know what sort of formation in a game because it's almost getting changed quite quickly. Let's go to Connor.
Yeah, Bielsa in his formation's a funny one. He adjusts to whatever the opposition do. So that's why the players are drilled, as you like, to just be constantly fluid, constantly moving. And that kind of goes in with the man marking system. But yeah, it's a tricky one because, as you know from the game at the start of the season, if you beat your man, you've got a hell of a lot of space to work with.
Carl?
Yeah, I agree. So I think, like I said, I think last week against Everton, we played 3-3-1-3, which it doesn't work for us.
3-0 today, innit?
Yeah, lost 3-0 to Everton, and that was supposed to be a must-win game. And people said, "Oh, you could beat Everton easily," but that was Frank Lampard's first Premier League home game, and we were supposed to ruin that, especially with our history with him. But with our tactics, we have been all over the place, to be quite honest with you. And I think when we played the 4-1-4-1, it's a little bit better, but we do give too much space away. And I think the problem we'll have issues more down our left-hand side when we're playing at Junior Firpo. It's been a bit of an issue because Firpo has not had a lot of games previously at Barcelona.
Carl, sorry, thank you, because that's the name I was trying to get his name to the cough because you guys paid a bit for him, didn't you? So sorry, carry on. We
did pay a bit for him, about 30 million, rise up to 15, 16 million. I think Barcelona paid similar, a little bit more than that. And, he's just not had a lot of games. He didn't have a lot of games at Barcelona those 2-3 seasons he was there at the club. So our left side has been an issue. But I think because we had over at least 10 first-team players out, that is horrific. You lose, you're just thinking, what do we do? We could have called the games off, but we never did. We just carried on playing because we had the under 23 squad and the under 18s as well as we had to use.
Yeah. On Monday?
Yeah. Same again. I think Leeds, with the fluidity of their system, it's a good thing because the players understand it. It's not like, the players look at the manager like they're confused. They're so, like he was saying earlier, they're so well drilled in the system. That's why I rate them so highly because he's got his boys on the page. They're all on the page. They know what they have to do, and no one's really lost out there. And if they are, they get dragged. For example, you spent a lot of money on Rodrigo last season. It must be a record sign. No, not a record signing, but recent record signing.
He's a record signing, actually.
Oh, was he more than Ferdinand then?
Yeah, more than Ferdinand.
Okay. All right, sorry, forgive me. Well, he's record signing then, and he didn't get to play because I thought that's marvelous. He doesn't play regardless of the status of it until he gets on the page. So
the thing is, he's why we pay that money for? He was supposed to be the long-term replacement for Pablo Hernandez. He was not going to be that out-and-out striker for what we expect to win it with Bradford. He was supposed to be more of a replacement for Hernandez when Hernandez left the club in the last season. So, for quite honest with you, it's taken a long time, and I know he was linked to a lot of clubs during the January transfer window, but it's still harder with him at the moment where his best position is. We think he's going to be more of a midfielder long-term wise.
It's interesting that, isn't it? Because they're both from Valencia, aren't they? And I think I thought Rodrigo or whatever was a striker, sort of forward, and I have seen him play a lot deeper, you know. And it's interesting. I was thinking, well, how is that going to work? How is that going to fit in? But he finds a way to sort of try and make him effective. But he hasn't really blown up for the money you paid for him. You consider that. But hopefully he will. He's 30 now, isn't he? He's reaching 30, 31. Yeah. Hopefully he will sort of find his role at the club, because it would be disappointing to spend that sort of money on a player like that and for him not to fulfill what obviously he has got a lot of potential.
Yeah. And I know there's was it Mark Edmond there as well, putting a comment about obviously how do you guys feel about the Dan James and how he's doing. I think Dan James is doing fantastic at Leeds United at the moment. It seems like he's playing like up front at the moment as well, and he's scoring the goals. He scored 4 goals so far this season, I believe.
Yeah, with Dan James, it's a bit of a tricky one. He's the man that Bielsa wanted. We wanted him before you signed him when he was in the Championship for Swansea. We got him in the room, but Swansea didn't want to play ball in the end. So I'm glad that Bielsa's finally got his man. He suits the Leeds style of play down to the ground. He never stops running. He's always pressing the goalkeeper at times. When he's been playing up front recently, it's a bit of a tricky one. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's just, I don't think he's used to playing up front, and also his height doesn't really help him at all. But he's been getting some goals, to be fair to him.
Yeah. To be honest with you,
sorry, Connor. Can I ask you? Do you think, because obviously we paid 15, you lot paid what, 25, 30?
Yeah.
For him, do you think it was a good signing? Obviously, you've got injuries now, so he's playing maybe out of position. If Bamford was playing, would you have seen that as a good signing price wise for the player that you've got?
Yeah, I think so, because even if he was on the bench, having Dan James to come off the bench with his fresh legs and his energy and his pace and his running, having that coming against the tired defence that are already knackered from being pressed for 60, 70 minutes, I think that would be really effective for a Leeds United team. So I think it's a decent sign-in, and he's still very young, so he's only going to get better.
Going back to James, I think he does suit you. Playing him up front, he's a busy bee, isn't he? He sort of swarms, and he must be a nightmare to come up against. And I think recently, the way Harry Maguire has been playing, especially against speedy, mobile sort of players, Harry Maguire must be having nightmares, to be honest. And because thinking about this guy running at you, Dan James, what do we call it? On this show, we used to call him the Welsh Flash last season when he was with us, you know. We liked him, but we felt his final product wasn't very good. He with his head down all the time. But then, funny enough, when he was played in the Euros, he looked like, for his national side, he looked like one of the better players. He really stood out. If you're neutral, saying, "No, that guy's not bad, is he?" You know. So fair play to him. He's moved on. I think his confidence is sky high now. I've seen his smile. You can see all his teeth when he's skinning teeth now, scoring goals and what kind of thing. I'm really happy for him. And I think you're right. Leeds does suit him. It's not say his level, but the style of play that your manager plays, the running, the hard running. I think it's down. It suits him to the T. And I think at Man United, it just wasn't fair, because you think you've gone from there maybe down to a club, but it's not really down. He was never going to be a first team player for us in that sense. And I think it was good experience to come to us, and now he can show, you know, some responsibility. He's a Welsh international, like I say, he's shone at the Euros, and now he's playing in the Prem, and he's an official Prem player now, in my opinion, and he can only improve.
I feel like with Wales as well, if Gareth Bale is rumoured to be retiring at the end of this, there's a ready-made spot for him there to kind of be the successor to Gareth Bale, if you will.
Yeah, and that kind of gives the man confidence, doesn't it? To know, say, yeah, I run my, you know, I'm the best player in my country. Or when oppositions are playing us, they have to say, how do we counter this threat? because I mean the speed is like when you look at attributes, the speed is off the chart. It would be like a 10, you know, and that sort of thing. It's just managing the speed and getting a bit more wisdom with his play, and he could be like so dangerous. So I was watching Ryan Kent yesterday against Dortmund for Rangers, and I think this is another player that you've never really captured the imagination. Say he can be a Prem player, or he's doing it in Scotland, but I'm saying, wow, good for you, man. You've got speed, you've got agility, and you're making the right decision. His decision making is really, really good. Set up.
It's interesting with Ryan Kent. You mentioned there, it was either him or Dan James for us.
It was.
They were the two players that we were looking at. But Steven Gerrard didn't want to let him go.
Okay, fair enough.
But another player we're going to look at. We spoke about Dan James. I used to call him, well, the Welsh Flash. We called him, really, to be honest with you, on the United agenda. But also, he wasn't the way I look at it, he wasn't a first team player. But I think utilize him as a squad player. He could come on the pitch for the last, say, 15, 20 minutes and like literally pull teams apart. What he's doing right now for Leeds, it's almost like I watched him the other day against when he played against Everton, it was, and it's almost like he tried to hang onto the last man, but it just wasn't working for him. It's almost like he had to come back out again on the right-hand side to then try to push in to try and make things happen, because playing him up there on his own, he has scored goals from it, but I don't think that's the best place for him to play. But obviously, we know you got injured. Literally, your whole team's out, to be honest with you. So, the next person I'm wanted to talk about is going to be Dallas. And how well do you guys rate Dallas?
Go on, Carl, you can start.
I rate him at the top of my list. He's very versatile. Where he can play centre midfield, he can play on the wing, he can play left back or right back. He's Mr. Versatile in our team, just like what we had with James Milner at Liverpool, who was a former Leeds player, and we still rate him much as we do. But Dallas has been tremendous. He's also been tremendous for the club for the last couple of years since he joined, for like £3 million from Brentford in 2015, and there's no weakness in him, and he's always confident, and he always try to be that game changer when we need that certain moment. So it's absolutely fair to him that he will be remembered by the fans when he does call it a day. But he's one of our top players at least that is so vital in our squad.
Yeah, he just gets on with it. He doesn't complain about anything. He'll do whatever's asked of him. And I believe a month or so ago, he was actually playing with an injury, and he was still just getting on with it because he knew how depleted we were. He was like, side before self, which is the famous Leeds saying outside the East Stand, I think. So he's just getting on with it. He doesn't care anything for the team.
And go to Omondi, what do you make of Dallas? Because again, to be honest with you, I'm going to be very honest here. I 9 times out of 10 only watch team when I know Man United playing them the week sort of after or something like that. That's when I actually watch the other team to see what they play.
You'd have loved the Everton game then.
Thank you. But one thing I can say with Dallas, watching him play, he's very strong. He looks sort of like he's got very good technique as well. And like what these guys say, he could be a utility player as well.
Like I was saying earlier, about sustaining yourself in the Premier League. This is why I like Leeds' model. They've got players like Dallas, and I thought, as soon as he came into the Premiership, I thought to myself, wait a minute, this guy, after next window, they get rid of him because he's a Championship player. But it's about team, isn't it? It's about cohesion within the team. And as you were saying, there'd be a Leeds legend. I think he's very, very versatile, does it for the team, doesn't complain, can play in various positions. I can't tie him down and say, you're right back or you're a centre midfielder. I don't know. But he does a job for the team. And that's what I'm saying. When you've got a base like that and what the manager's put together like that, you can get players who would never dream of playing in the Premiership. I'm no disrespect to Dallas. I'm not saying he couldn't play in the Premiership, but you wouldn't think of it. So if I came along now and managed Leeds United, I'd get relegated. That's how I feel it. No, I'm not trying to make a joke. If you look at the players, the players that they have and the value and everything else, where they come from, they're sustaining themselves in the league based on team cohesion. And that's why you're saying about Dallas, he can play in various positions because he does it for the team and doesn't complain. He's probably a great character in the club, like a lot of them. They all wear ponytails now and all the kind of thing. They're a proper team. I remember the 0-0 we had with them last season when we went there to their ground. And remember, we were talking after the game saying, wow, they work so hard. They don't give you an inch. And it's not like they're tackling you, but they're on your ass.
Yeah.
You know, you get the ball, and you ain't got, oh my God. And we were getting frustrated with these guys because they wouldn't leave us alone. You know, it's that work rate and thing that really takes them a long way. If now they've tweaked it with a bit more ability, they've got Rafinha and all these sort of quality players now coming through, then you're going to see results. I actually predicted them this year based on last year and what the work rate, the cohesion, everything else. I predicted they would be a lot higher in the league, and I still think they can. I think they're more than safe because they can get results. They're going to score goals, and they got that unity. You know, the United in Leeds is legit, whereas our United at the moment is a bit on shaky ground.
Okay, Mr. B.
I know. I'm sorry, we talk about Dallas, weren't we? You know, I want to ask a question. What's Dallas's best position?
We signed him all those years ago as a winger.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
And since Bielsa's come in, he's been playing right back, left back, centre mid. He has actually played on the wing a couple of times, I believe. So I don't know. I'd say right now a centre mid.
Yeah, I agree as well.
Because he's just got that he's got that engine that can just keep it ticking over. But I'm happy to just see him on the team sheet.
Okay, fair enough.
So, quick one here. It's from Mark all the way in Australia. He's asking the question: why is Leeds United all their players got like
man buns,
hair that's tied at the back?
I think it was a lockdown thing originally, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
They
actually.
came out of lockdown, hadn't been able to have their hairs cut, and they just all had man buns. A couple of them have got rid of them now, but yeah, I think it was originally a lockdown thing.
Brilliant. So, guys, let's go now. We're going to talk about Calvin Phillips. Been linked with Man United. He's a player I looked at probably. Didn't really look at him. Him and Declan Rice is in the same category for me, where I didn't really look at them as great play. They were good players, but they weren't great players. But when they play together for England, they are forced together. So if Man United sat there and gave you about 40 million for him, would you take the money?
No way. That is not enough. After the years that we've developed, he's come for the youth academy. And the one thing is, I remember when he was on the move to, go to join Aston Villa a few years ago, his late Granny Val said to him, if you move, you're going to regret it. She wouldn't even want to talk to him. And I think
they offered 30 million then when we were in the championship.
Yeah, exactly. So. Yeah. So no, I think it's going to be more than that. If you want to take him off, it has to be £70 million upwards, straight cash. There's no way we're going to sell for less than that. He's valuable to the club. He's valuable to the club. So I wouldn't sell him for any under that fraction of that price.
If it's you asking, it's 130.
Yes, exactly. Just like what happened with Sancho for the last 2 seasons. You got him.
But remember, we got Sancho for only 75 million in the end. We're bargaining you down. Remember, we could have sold it Dan James for a lot more, but I think that was part of the negotiation. You see, we said, right, we'll give you Dan James for about 30 million with the add-on to 30 million. Then when the summer comes in, we're going to come and get your man off you for probably about, say, 15 million, 20 million. Now he's worth a lot more than that, to be fair to you. He's sort of like, for me, he's probably one of the most standout player for the last 2 seasons in the Premier League. I don't know what my panelists think, Monday or Mr. B think about that.
He's been Leeds' best player.
You forget with England as well, he was playing out.
He was England, yeah.
He was playing out of position for England. So he was playing further forward. He's usually the pivot, the anchor man for Leeds, but he had more of a freer role. So for someone that was learning on the job almost in a international tournament, what can you say?
Okay. So on Monday,
what I will say is a credit to Gareth Southgate for bringing him in, because a lot of managers, when he maybe hasn't got the profile to be an England player, they suggest, because you've seen it in the past, they overlook players, like that. But Southgate brought him in, played him, made a great partnership, got to the final of the Euros. And he was, a shining light and a much respect. He shows you that you can get anywhere if you really work hard, and you can achieve anything, And now he's renowned as one of the better players for England. When you pick England squad, he's always going to be in it. Him and Rice are sort of that's their partnership now. They're known together. So I have to give him maximum respect. He's a very good player. Like you said, getting the ball in a half turn, playing deep. that kind of thing. He looks left and right. He's got like radar 360. He's everything comes through him. He makes the team. I have to give him a lot of credit, because even like Italian clubs and Spanish clubs will look at him as well, because he's a star. He's a star. So I think he should stay at Leeds United. He'd be a legend there. And the way Leeds fans are, they really get behind their players, and I think it'll be,
But on Monday, can I stop you there? If he comes to Man United, he probably can win a trophy. But if he stay at Leeds United, he could be a legend. You'd rather him at Man United to win trophies, wouldn't you?
Be a legend. No, I think Leeds are on the up. Are on the up. Be a legend at the club. Take them. How old is he? 25?
25, 26 now. Yeah.
Okay, so and what's the point in leaving for an extra pay packet or something? He'd probably be on the bench.
He can win trophies. Every player want to win trophies on Monday. Every player.
What I'm saying to you, he's made the England national team playing for a team, an unfashionable team these days. Not in the top 6. I'm not disrespecting. Don't think I disrespect.
No,
you know what I'm saying? So this shows you. Why do I have to leave? It's not to get international football. It's not to get that recognition. I've got that already. Let me stay at the club now and be a legend and lift this team up and get them in the top 6. Maybe get into Europe again. It's not impossible.
I feel like it's a different question. Sorry, when it's your boyhood club, the club that you've grown up supporting. If it was someone that just came to Leeds a few years ago, did what he did, it would be a different question joining Man United.
Yeah.
But he's been at the club since he was 13, 14 years old. So the option for him to become a legend, it's a very appealing one, I think.
Absolutely.
Have you got a song?
Yorkshire Polo.
Oh, that's his song. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And even what my dad said, Hosbos, hi dad, he's in Calgary. For what my dad said, any player don't have a price. He's right in his price. So he's not there yet to have a price yet, but if he continues the way he's developed then he has a price. When he comes to his peak, in his peak years.
Brilliant. Guys, we are going to go on a bit about Man United. We have been talking about Leeds United for the last 30 minutes. So we will go to Man United because it is Man United. We are playing Leeds United. But before we go there, Amanda, there's a few new guests in the chat at the moment. And also, would you mind hitting some of these comments out as well, please?
Yeah, I just want to say hi to everyone in the comments. Hosbos, how you doing?
Welcome.
That's my dad. So my dad.
Well, hello, Dad. Hello, Dad.
Your son's doing well. It's his debut, and he's having a stormer. So Dad says, no, every player has a price. He has not earned that sort of price. Okay, so you say Dad's basically saying he could leave at any time then?
Yeah,
for the
20
right
mil.
price.
Yeah, for the right
20
price.
mil.
50 million. Bargain hunter.
For his boot.
So Mark Edmund was going earlier. He was the guy talking about the man buns and having a good banter about that. Mark Edmund's actually from Australia, Mark Viduka country, your legendary striker. He says Dan James could literally run circles around Maguire. That's, as I was saying earlier. Hosbos, obviously, Dad saying Leeds. He's backing you up here, guys. Want to say hi to Av. How you doing, Av? Big up, man. Welcome back.
I haven't seen this in there either on Monday.
Oh, Arctic Man. How you doing, man? Man
up.
United. See, he's got. Is that Roy Keane? Yeah,
Yes,
that's Roy Keane.
You know.
But I'm going to read it out there. Cavani is a waste, man. Easy to run around a lot when you only bother to play one game a month. Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
It's a good job he's injured for you then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Stumpy's just...
Stumpy's brilliant.
He's saying here, he forgot about Joe Jordan and Gordon McQueen. They came from Leeds to play for Man United as well. And Gordon McQueen, like 6'5".
Strachan as well. We had Strachan as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
Strachan from United to Leeds as well.
Good shout, Stumpy. And Joe Jordan was a proper player, wasn't he?
Yeah. Great
Both
assistant
Scots.
manager as well, wasn't he? Great assistant manager.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a great system manager for them. So, guys, we are going to go on a bit about Manchester United now. I know there's a lot's been made in the news about what's going on. What do you guys make of what's going on? I'm just going to come to you two guys because we're sick and tired of talking about it. What do you two guys make of the situation at Man United at the moment? Whether or not Harry Maguire is a captain, is there a league, is there a mould, or what's going on at Old Trafford? You guys must be loving it, aren't you?
Oh, it's laughable. It's absolutely laughable to see what's going on at Manchester United. And I think since Fergie left, there's no communication, there's no leadership. That leadership is gone. It's like a Tory party just doing what the hell they want, and there's no one ruling over them. That is what it's feeling like at their club. So for me, it's laughable. So I just enjoy the drama that's going on at Old Trafford in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I mean, you've also there's been a few different things. I mean, you've got the whole captaincy thing with Maguire and Ronaldo. People apparently have been turning against Ralph Rangnick. Yeah, it seems like a bit of a circus there at the moment, which it brings a smile to my face whenever I see a tweet about it.
Oh yeah,
absolutely bring a smile. So, guys, tomorrow, Sunday, Man United play Leeds United. Obviously, the GOAT is coming. The GOAT's gonna come up against you guys. Are you fearing him or not really?
Not really. No, I think we do have a Listen. Let me say something. Let me say something. We may have a like-for-like opposition player that can match Ronaldo, and it's Pascal Struijk, who has been probably one of the other players that leads this season as well. He's actually that strong when he's defending. So don't be surprised in a way. I think Struijk will man Matt Ronaldo throughout the whole game. I don't think Struij's gonna be that feared of him. Seriously.
Well, my score predictions just changed.
Bro, man.
I love it.
Oh,
Connor, he just got in a whole lot of trouble.
Yeah,
do you fear him at all?
he's a bit of an old man now, isn't he?
But remember, he's a bit of an old man. But we did.
He's still fit
in the first game of this season, didn't we? So with Ronaldo in the mix as well.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. I think 2 games in 1 week is a bit too much for him now. I'm probably going to be eating my words when it comes Sunday. With, as Carl said, Pascal Struijk's going to attempt to man mark him. Yeah, it depends what Ronaldo shows up because he was been on a bit of a drought. I know the Brighton game he got his goal. It depends what Ronaldo's going to show up.
Yeah, but you got to think now as well. You got Ronaldo now. Dan James is going to face us. He'll know sort of. He might be whispering a bit of homework to Bielsa. But he was there with on the Ole. Now, obviously, we've got Rangnick in charge of what's going on at the moment. But I honestly think to match it up, when you see my team, I don't think I had him in my team, but I think he might play, and that's Rashford. I think Rashford's got a few things to prove. Jaden Sancho, we spoke about coming in as well. What do you guys make of Jaden Sancho and his form? His form seems like it's picking up now. Are you worried about Jaden or not really?
I mean, with his recent form, as you said, it started to pick up. I think the price tag was weighing on him a bit when he first came, and the pressure because you'd wanted him for two years or so. 2 years you'd wanted him, so I think he had a lot of pressure coming in. It depends. It really depends on what Jaden Sancho shows up. Hopefully, it's the one from the start of the season.
Yes, that's what I was going to say as well.
Oh, brilliant! On Monday. Oh, Jaden, they're distant our boy Jaden now. Come on, man. Don't never put Jaden in the corner.
Exactly. Look. I can't believe what I'm hearing here. I mean, we're on the up. We're on the up. Thing is, we're playing a more compact game recently. We're not conceding a lot of goals. We're trying our best to sort of, be clean sheets because we had issues early in the season under Ole. So hopefully we're improving that area. We're seeing it game by game. It's a little tweak. We're tweaking little things to get better. I think this game comes at a good time for us. I think the guys will be excited to get a lot of freedom, a bit of space, knowing they can play a little pop 1-2, knowing there'll be man might like that, and it might open up for us. So I think it's a really exciting game. Regardless, I think both teams will score, and not like the 0-0 we had last year. And I do respect Leeds. Like I said, I'm not here to disrespect anyone or say anything, but I do think we'll win, and I do think it'll be a few 3 or 4 goals because lately, if you look at the last 3 games, we've had about 75 shots or attempts on goal. And we think, oh, God, these teams hard. Why aren't we scoring our goals? Oh, we've got Leeds coming up. And traditionally, we score goals against Leeds. Like you said,
do you think the atmosphere is going to affect your players, though? Because they haven't played, or the majority of them haven't played in a full Ellen Road. It's going to be a hostile environment for them.
I think it could spur them on. Players like Ronaldo, he'd love that to to score against you guys. And
He
I
loves
think
that, doesn't he? He loves that sort of
the
thing.
thing is, the difference between a 0-0 last year, we had already sort of almost secured top 4. We didn't really need to push the extra mile. And I think now we're in the mud. We have to fight off with Arsenal and West Ham and Spurs and Wolves for this top four space. So everybody's, every game means something. And we've got Atletico Madrid in the week as well. So I think we need to start opening up, and the floodgates have to open up as well, take our chances and start get more confidence. We're building slowly. It's like it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And unfortunately, we were playing it at the right time, but I think we can start to demonstrate all the things that we've learned under Ralph and finally be let loose. So
do you think you rest players for that Atletico Madrid game?
No,
or is Premier League more important?
He's playing, I think what we did in the January transfer window, we've reduced the squad a bit. Martial's gone, a few other players have gone, and and I think it's sort of when you got a smaller squad, I think you're going to be playing and you're going to get yourself mentally ready for the game. There's no question mark, I might not play, or what. You're going to be on it, and every game means something now. So these players got an opportunity to really prove something now. And I think people say, "Oh, you can't play 2-3 games in a week." You can. Yeah. They're professional players. It's not like us where we might be a bit lazy or eat the wrong meals, whatever. These guys are doing this professionally, so there's no problem to them, I don't believe. So I'm just really, for us at the Man United agenda, every game counts. This game counts big time. We need the 3 points, and that's what we'll be pushing for.
But it's like Rangnick said in the press conference today as well. He was talking about the squad was too big. He had to try and get the squad down to a certain numbers. So now everyone in the change room know they will get a game. So this is the opportunity for those players who were complaining, said they weren't getting games. It's about game time now and trying to fight for that spot to get into the Man United sort of starting 11. Next, guys, we do this thing where I call it the solo selection of the 11. Amande's got to jump off soon because he's got another show to go to. So quick one before Amande go, I'm going to let him go first and give his score prediction as well. This is my team lineup. Let me move these off the system here. This is my team lineup.
So first of all, Varane, I think Varane might be playing though.
Pardon? Well, we don't know. This is my team.
This is Solo's team. You fucked up already, Errol. For God's sake.
So for start, I would play. I think against Leeds, we need to play Rashford because I think there's been a lot more space in behind as well, as we noticed in the first game. There's great chances there. I would be playing. I would also play Matić for Scott McTominay. I think Matić is due a game, and I think he can control the ball, as we've seen lately with Pogba, Bruno, and Matić. They can control the play. You might say, "Oh no, against Leeds you need to have runners tracking and all that kind of thing." I disagree. I think against Leeds you need to start controlling the game and keep the ball and start building as a team. And I think that's the way to go forward. We've got Atletico in the week. Same thing applies there. So we need to start getting that sort of philosophy behind us. I like to say
McTominay's record against Leeds in recent years.
I know. And he even said, he came out the other day, didn't he, Connor? He said the other day he hasn't scored enough goals. It's a good time, isn't it? On the week you're playing Leeds, he's saying I haven't scored many goals.
He seems to love it,
Yeah, he does.
In the season, so yeah. But I think Matić is a better player. I think we can control the game, not get into a rush up and down, out of shape sort of game like that. Just control the game, dominate Leeds with the ball, play football in their half, and hopefully, as this is what Ralph wants. He wants control, wants to keep the ball away from our goalkeeper as far as possible. And I think with that sort of system, with Matić and Rashford in there to get in the balls in behind, the pace, extra pace that he has, I think would be really effective. And on that note, I just want to say...
what's the score prediction?
4-2 to Man United. I usually say 1-0, but this is Leeds.
What?
What?
4-2.
Did you hear that? 4-2. He said something different.
You heard it here first. Carl, greetings, man. It's really a pleasure to meet you. It's all love, obviously, after the game. Hopefully we see you again on the show or, networking and whatever. And the same for you, Connor. Good luck with your channel, both of you guys. Honestly, real pleasure to meet you guys. Lovely lads. And, I know it's hardcore at the moment, but after the game, we shake hands and we'll be friends again. See you later, guys.
Cheers, man. See you later.
And for those of you who are a boxing fan, try and jump over to FTB Sports because on Monday we'll be doing a show over there with ex-professional boxer. So make sure you tune into FTB Sports at 9 o'clock if you are into boxing. So, Mr. B.
Right. You've got no Varane. Why is Varane not in that team? Anyway, it doesn't make no difference.
Thank you.
Varane.
My
instead of
team,
Lindelof.
remember, my team.
That's
I picked
fine.
my
That's
team.
fine. Well, you've got it wrong. Varane instead of Lindelof. Sancho, Elanga. I think Rashford will play instead of Elanga. Ronaldo's definitely playing. Pogba has to start. I'm not sure about Telles over Shaw. I'm not sure. Telles, he wastes the ball a lot, man.
Who's the fitter player?
Telles.
Telles.
Because whoever it's going to be is going to be up against Rafinha, so they're going to do a lot of running.
And you know what? Yeah, we're talking about. I was thinking about Rafinha earlier, and seriously, he's a player I'd love at Man United. I'd absolutely love him at United. I don't know if Mr. B would or the people in the panels would like him, but I'd love him at United, Rafinha. I think he's a great player.
Instead of who?
Well, we don't have any player there at the moment, so let's not talk about it.
Okay.
That's shut down. Just shut down with that one.
Because at the beginning of the season I would have said Sancho, but Sancho seems to be holding the left, so
yeah,
I think I'll hold
to the left. There's 4 changes, there's 3 changes I'm making to that team. Solo, sorry, man. I still don't understand how you haven't got Varane in that team. Please tell me. To be honest with you, I think Lindelof is probably Man United best defender so far this season, and Harry Maguire will not be dropped.
Okay. You've told me your reason. I've heard your reason. But
you don't agree with my reason. To be honest,
accepts it but disagrees.
I'd love him to come instead of Maguire. But the problem is I can't see Maguire being dropped. That's my issue.
No, Maguire's not going to be dropped.
It would show a massive sign of weakness from Rangnick if he dropped him.
Yeah, and that's my problem. I'd like to see him dropped. I'd even rather see Phil Jones come in.
Yeah, silence.
Coming from me, I think I'd love to have to play against the centre-back of Jones and Maguire. Personally.
Oh, yeah. I have to agree with that one. Yeah,
it's not going to happen.
But he's played one game. Phil Jones played one game and has better stats than most of the Man United centre-backs this season.
I don't give a shit. Yeah.
It's easy to say you have better stats when you've played one game compared
to
quality.
Thank you.
It kind of boosts your numbers a little bit.
No chance.
Oh, it does.
Absolutely no chance.
It does. Guys, so we're going up against this team. Let's go to Carl and Connor. For you, any players there that stands out for you that you'd sit there and think to yourself, I'm a bit worried, or
none?
Really,
none.
truly looking
They've
at
already
not
said
one.
None. They've already both said none. They don't rate Ronaldo; he's old, and they don't rate Sancho; he's rubbish.
For me,
so I want to hear this. Come on.
Purely because we don't have Calvin, Bruno.
Yeah.
Because in the game at Ellen Road last season, Calvin was on Bruno from minute 1. And it'll be interesting to see how, I'm presuming it'll be Robin Koch playing in the centre defensive mid position. It'll be interesting to see how that works against him.
Okay. And you guys are lucky as well. My boy ain't playing, because you'd been in trouble if my boy were playing. That's Fred.
See, look, see,
Give over.
It nearly fell off his chair. Look, see, both of them nearly killed over.
Brilliant. Fred. So guys,
God.
Fred the Red. So guys, this is the if you can see it, this is the Premier League at the moment, the league table, how it looks. You guys, I think you'll be safe. You ain't going to get relegated. I think you only need about another 2 wins, maybe 3 maximum, don't you?
Pretty much in a way, yeah.
It looks a lot closer than I think it'll end up being. I think the bottom 3 that are there now are the bottom 3 that are going to go down.
Yeah, same.
I think we'll get Calvin Phillips back at the start of March. Bamford will hopefully come back whenever he comes back. And when we get the full squad together, we'll start getting points. The next few games for us are tough. We've got you, then Liverpool on Tuesday, I think, and then Spurs the weekend after. But after that, the fixture list is looking a lot more kind for us when we have our full squad back. So hopefully we'll get points, push up to maybe 14th, 13th.
Yeah,
Well,
and
put
I
it this
don't
way.
and I don't care where Burnley is, because despite they have a few less games played, but they're not going to get any points. So I'm not too worried about, I think Newcastle's safe. They're probably the new strike, but I think we'll, like what Connor said, about 30-40 is the best place for us.
You say Newcastle is safe, but going into it, Trippier's injured, and since Trippier's injured, they're falling apart.
Nah,
So
they'll be
as
all right.
much as you said
They'll
they're
be
safe,
all right.
I think Newcastle will be all right.
yeah. But going into, obviously, they know what I'd love, us to beat you, and then the next thing I know, you beat Liverpool. That would be the icing on the cake for me. That would be beautiful. That would make my whole week, my whole month.
It would be a very Leeds thing for us to get a win at either of them. We've not been in the best form, and it would be such a Leeds thing to either get a win here or get a win against Liverpool.
Brilliant.
Can I ask you
I'd
about
take a draw at either of them, to be honest.
Go on, Mr. B.
Do you think any game time?
What was that?
Do you think Helder's going to get any game time? The guy that
He's
bought
injured.
from Celtic.
He's injured.
Yeah.
He got injured in the last minute.
Yeah, he got announced that he might be up for a good 2 March, but depending on how his recovery is, if he doesn't recover, I think he has to have surgery if his injury doesn't recover.
Okay.
Ooh,
He's looked really good though when he's got his first team game time. Especially playing at left back, which is a centre back.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He's a centre.
Yeah.
He is a centre back by trade, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a big lad.
Yeah. Quick one as well for me. It's one of them ones where I sat there, and for me, in my honest opinion, we're talking about laughing at Phil Jones. Phil Jones can play as a defensive midfield player, and he can play as a right back as well. So
Solo.
No, ignore that. Guys, we are going to go through some of the comments now, but would you like to put your score predictions in? Because what we're going to do is we're going to get our score predictions, see if any of them are correct. Now, guys, we're going to invite you guys back if you fancy, if you're not doing nothing on your channel, for the reaction show as well. If you want to come back on Sunday after the game. On Monday, we'll be hosting it, so good luck with you lot with that.
When do we have to give our answer? Depends what the result is.
Yeah.
Especially
give me your answer now.
Especially me working on Sunday with my own work laptop and watching the game. I think I'll be like, I might stay a little bit for where I don't feel when I come on. So.
Mr. B, Anthony Herbert, our resident Arsenal fan, would like to hear what you got to say about Harry Maguire.
No. I'm not going to distress Harry Maguire. He's the club captain, which was decided by Rangnick in all of his wisdom. So I will back the club captain.
With this, Matthew, honestly, the Glazers, I ain't got a clue what they're doing. So to say they're going to spend money, I ain't got a clue. But do you guys think you'll spend money in the summer, Leeds United, if you stay up?
We have to.
Yeah.
We don't have a choice. We've still got half a championship squad, so to be where we are in the Premier League is a bit of a miracle. We've got players that are getting on. I mean, let's say getting on. They're heading into their early 30s. And Bielsa prefers to have a young squad, but to change a whole squad would be too much. So I think we're going to slowly weed out the championship players and bring in better.
Is that Dan James as well?
players.
Yeah.
No.
You'll be looking at Liam Cooper, Luke Ayling, Matthias Klick. They'll be going. Hopefully we'll get Brendan Aronson from Salzburg, who we tried to get him in January.
Yeah,
they wanted to keep him for the Champions League, but
you probably end up getting him with Bielsa.
Maybe there'll be bigger clubs looking over him now.
Yeah. Reggae TV, good evening, sir. Stand by your man, but man need to stand up to the big C. That could be to do with Harry Maguire. What's this? If we don't beat, don't beat the lads, they are going to play out their team. Just okay then. Let's go. So guys, let's go around the table and we'll ask Oslot first what his score prediction is. So guys, kickstart. Score prediction, please.
I'll give mine first. I can see nothing but a 4-1. That's what I've got in my head. I would have said a lot less, but I'm hearing the disrespect that these men have for Sancho and Ronaldo. so my score's changed. My score's changed. It may be a a disrespectful scoreline, but I think it's to add to the disrespect that you lot spoke about our two players. So I would have said, in all fairness, though, do you know what? I cannot. Leeds are you're so open. That is the thing. You know, I've got the second worst defense in the Prem. I just feel that
behind Norwich, isn't it? I think Norwich is
just behind Norwich. Yeah, I can see us scoring a few, because at home I think you're gonna come out. Well, you only play one way anyway, and I think that, yeah, you know what, it's whether it's 4-1 or 4-2 or even 4-3. Maguire's playing, it could work.
Both teams will score. Both teams will score in the game.
But I can see 4. I've got 4 in my head, so I'm going to take 4. I'm taking.
Listen,
4-1.
we don't concede a lot at home. Since we've been back, we don't concede a lot at home. The only thing we concede a lot. Home. It's just mainly being away from home. It's been our worst, you know. So we only think we've had 2-3 results since we got back. Have been more than 3 goals, and you know, I think one was Liverpool and Leicester, and also Arsenal as well. So that's the last few results we've had. You know,
I'll change my score then. I'll make it 3. If 3's the most you've conceded, I'll take 3. 3-0 now. Not even 3-1. 3-0. 3-0.
Brilliant. Carl, your score prediction?
Listen,
be reasonable as well, yeah?
I'm going to be very reasonable, right? Because the last few months I've been trying to not be reasonable, so I'm going to be very reasonable. I think it will be a 1-1 draw. I think if we could just if we're now getting the players back slowly, as long as we hear about Dallas is fit or not, because if we play Junior FIFO, we're in trouble. But as long as Dallas is fit for Sunday, I think there will be some goals, but I think it won't be more than 2-3 goals. I think it'll just be 1-1 draw. I mean, that's my best option to take at the moment for us.
Oh, brilliant, Connor.
Listen, I'm going to be brave. I'm going to be bold. It's a hill I'm willing to die on. I'm going to go for a 1-1 as well.
Oh, 1-1. Wow.
Connor, we better get up that hill before that goes through. So.
I mean, the Leeds players are going to be up for it. The crowd are going to hype them up. It's probably their biggest game of the season. They're gonna want to get a result. A result for me, a good result for me would be a draw, the way we have been playing. But yeah, I'm going to go 1-1. Yeah. I'm going to have egg on my face on Sunday evening probably, but 1-1.
Don't worry, I might even have it as well, because I always go for a 3-1 prediction, and I honestly think we will beat you 3-1 this coming Sunday. I think looking at the game and looking at the players and looking at the sort of attitude, especially the second half of Man United, how they came out, and I think Ralph will set up the same way how we set up against who do we play again? Oh God, my brain's gone. Mr. B, my brain's Brighton. Like yours today. Brighton, like we set up sort of a more compact on it weren't I don't think it was a game plan, but I think it was sort of like the way the setup was. Going into this game, I think it roughly will be the same, but hopefully the play take the instruction on what Ralph gave them. And for second half for us then to sort of like press you guys, because I don't think we can press in both half. I don't think we can press. Pardon?
We don't have to.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. But I think we won't press in the first half, but second half we'll press. We will concede a goal, but Viva Ronaldo will score just for what you guys said today. He's too old. Just for that, he's going to score. And Jaden Sancho will score a brace for you guys saying he's overpriced. So 3-1 United.
I mean, it's 70 million though for a player his
exactly.
age. Do you think? Are you really happy paying 70 million for a player?
I'm just glad we got him.
I'm happy we got him.
It's not my money. It's not my money. Were you happy to pay $8 million for Maguire when Liverpool paid for Van Dijk for £5 million less?
Look, how much would you have been happy to pay for him?
For who?
Maguire.
For Sancho.
Oh, Maguire. I wouldn't have paid for Maguire if you paid me to pay for Maguire.
Sancho, how much would?
I mean,
what would you say is an acceptable price?
I think 60 mil probably would have been okay, but his numbers at Dortmund.
Yeah, ridiculous. You can't. If you think
numbers at Dortmund were ridiculous, so I understand why it's sort of that price. But 60 mil, probably would have been about right. I think.
If you look at Haaland as well, the thing is with his goal scoring record and also the stats he's got as well, you know, it's a great stat. So would you go out there and also pay that much money for him? Because you're going to go out there, you're going to buy him, but you don't know what he's going to produce. Where if he goes to
It's the
British
Premier
club
League, innit? It's a different animal.
it would be a different animal. The Premier League's totally different. And I think what it is, Jaden Sancho has taken so long to sort of integrate. Plus, he had COVID. He had bereavement problems going on as well. So he had all those issues. And the last 3 games now he's played is showing what he's capable of doing, because I love the way he nuts 3 men against Brighton. I don't know if any of you guys see it. 3 men in the thing and nuts one of them. There you go. You need to go back and watch it, because that's what's going to happen to Leeds United. That's what's going to happen
Leeds
to your
are
Dallas
the
boy.
team of the nutmegs, though. You look at Diego Llorente, nutmegging Coutinho in our own area. Luke Ayling loves a nutmeg as well.
Yeah. But that's
They've all
to
been
do
learning
with
from Pablo
Liverpool. That's not
Hernandez.
us. We don't worry about Liverpool. They're nothing. Oh, brilliant! No, they are. They're a great team. They're a great team. I'm just being bitter here, to be honest with you.
as every Man United fan is.
I've got to be bitter about it. So, guys, let's go down and let's quickly hit through some of these comments quickly. Let's get some score prediction up.
Has Boz gone 2-2?
Yeah,
but that's going to be fair with that one. Yeah, he's just fair with that one. But
yeah, he seems like fair. So some of his, he's got it fair as well, and 2-2 as well here. Oops, where is it? No, 2-2. Yeah, 2-2. He said something. What was it? 10-0, but
pick one. You can't choose 3.
He's gonna go 2-1. He's gonna go
2-1. He's gonna go 2-1. But guys, what is it? Mark Edmond. What's that? We bid 100 million for him. Yep, that's true. Actually, that's
what
true.
works for the team, though. Dan James works for our team, so to pay that amount of money. To
the Welsh Flash work for your team. Yeah. I'm sitting there going the Welsh Flash because we call him Welsh Flash and watch him go score a goal against us or a brace. It'll be
nice. It'll be nice.
He's not gonna score.
I'll be gutted. Absolute gutted.
He's not scoring.
Guys,
see him getting past Maguire.
Oh, don't know coming.
Maguire.
Let's move on. Yeah, we're not talking about the defenders. Yeah, we just cut. We don't talk about our defense. Yeah, we talk about our wingers, but we don't talk about.
Play all attackers. Don't play defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't talk about anyone else. We just talk about anyone past those
from the
there
halfway line.
We talk about the goalkeeper as well. We can talk about the goalkeeper, but that's about it. Them ones in there, we don't talk about. So guys, where can we find you, Connor? Let's go. Let's check Connor out. Where can we find him?
On Instagram, as it says, at Connor Pratchett. On YouTube, I am simply Connor Pratchett as well. More generic football content. Pretty much Brilliant. It. I'd love to have you.
And we're hopefully we'll be seeing Connor on Sunday. Well, on Monday, I won't. I'll be working. And Carl.
Yeah, you can find me at CarlErie92, my personal Twitter account. For me, you can find us on our Twitter account at LH Football Pod, the Total Leaving Home Football Podcast. And you can find me on YouTube as well as Facebook and on the podcast services too.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, sir. And really and truly appreciate you guys being on today at short notice as well. United need to defend as a unit and should be judge as a unit. Yeah, at the moment I'm not judging any one of them.
Yet. You will be out on Sunday though. If you will be.
Yeah. So. No. You know what? The problem for me is, it's like I try to see the positive in everything Man United do, and Mr. B is slightly different from I am. I try to see a bit positive.
So you're more like Ty from the AFTV then?
No. Let's not.
I got you.
No.
Got him.
Gotcha.
Absolutely brilliant. You know what? Yeah, just for that, I hope Man United score another 2-goal pass to you. Just make it 5-1, just for me, just 5-1.
That's already happened this year. Don't worry.
Anthony, I'll be calling you tomorrow, bro. You know this, yeah? We're on it. But guys, listen, thanks to everyone in the comments. Mark Edmond, all the way from Australia, thank you. Reggie, thank you. I think Connor was in the building.
No, you say, oh, sorry. I thought you was sorry. My brain's gone. Don't worry.
Yeah. Big up to your dad as well. Carl for being in the comment as well. Appreciate him. Matt in the comment. TalkMU was in it as well. Anthony Herbert was in. Matteo was in. Yeah, loads of people. Thanks, guys, for all your contribution as always. Really appreciate all the support to the Man United agenda. UK Strain in the building as well. Make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We are the Man United agenda, and remember there is a watch along with Mr. B. You there? You there, and you here, and you're everywhere. He'll be there. Watch along with TalkMU will be launching that with him, and then you got the reaction show afterwards, and I believe Carl and Connor might be on it, and it will be on Monday. Yeah, no, I think they will come in. I think they will come back in.
I'll come on. I'll stand up.
Same.
Yeah,
lovely. I'm going to enjoy that.
Solo, don't forget.
There's always the leave studio button that I can hit.
Oh God. Oh, Talk saying Solo, don't forget it's going to be windy. In it. No idea.
I think that's a Thai reference. He made an excuse because it was windy one time.
Oh, okay.
He was like, I think Arsenal lost, and he was like, oh yeah, but don't forget it was windy. So
yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, Jesus. Thank you so much for the support as always, man. Really, really appreciate it. So, guys, from us at the Man United Agenda, have a lovely evening, and we will be back with more shows. So keep an eye out for us. And remember, also we're here on Monday night as well. We're with Jay. Yeah, Jay's with us on Monday night as well. So just tune in, guys. From us at the Man United Agenda, from Carl and Connor and Mr. B, I'm Solo. Have a lovely night.